everyone. So I am Soham Shamanto and I am going to present on the industry visit which we were taken on the 10th of January 2023. This visit was coordinated by our Captain Sandeep Mishra sir, Dr. Mukunji Pandey sir and Mr. Aniya Chanda Panda sir. So in this industry visit, we were basically taken to two industries. One was the aircraft repair and maintenance industry and the other one was the helicopter repair and maintenance industry. So in this PPT, I'm going to tell you about what are the various things we saw in our visit, what were the purposes, and what are the things we inferred and learned from them. So jumping right on, the basic knowledge about aircraft we learned from the aircraft repair and maintenance organization there was that we were introduced to the aircraft B200, which is manufactured by the Beechcraft company, and we were taught about the various parts of the aircraft and its working. The primary thing, that's the plane body or the fuselage, which holds the aircraft together, con- contains the pilots at the front of the fuselage and the passengers and cargo at the back. The cockpit is the area at the front of the fuselage from which a pilot operates the whole airplane. It contains various control equipments like the instrumentation panel, flight controls, rudder pedals, overhead panels, and more things which are essential for controlling the aircraft. Next, the critical part of the aircraft, the wings, which are essential for the production of lift, and these wings also are bounded by many control surfaces like the ailerons, flaps, winglets, etc. Next comes the tail part of the aircraft, which is referred to as the empennage. It is mainly used for stability and as well as creating some amount of lift with coordination with the wings, and it mainly comprises of two parts: the horizontal stabilizer along with the elevator and the vertical stabilizer along with the rudder. Some basic knowledge continued. The Now we come to the engine or the power plant of the aircraft, which creates the thrust required for the plane to fly. Generally speaking, there are two types of aircraft engines, the reciprocating one and the turbine. With reciprocating engine, the air flows into the engine and is compressed and mixed with fuel and electric spark to combust and exhaust gases leaving the back of the engine through the manifold, and this engine spins the propeller, which then creates the thrust which moves the plane forward. Alternatively, with the turbine engine, the action of the compressing air and mixing of the fuel and ignition, all of that, occur in the similar inline, and this power generated itself is exhausted from the engine, which results in the thrust. Then coming to the aircraft's propeller, these are airfoils similar to the wing but installed vertically to create thrust to drive the plane forward. Attached to the engine, they spin quickly, creating lift from the pressure difference they create. Only instead of this lift causing the plane to move upwards and drives the plane forward, creating thrust. Now coming to the landing gear, it is located in the belly of the plane consisting of a wheel and strut to soften impact with the ground and may be retractable into the fuselage. Tricycle type wheels are commonly used for general aviation, and with one wheel at the front and two behind or in the reverse of the tail wheels, with two wheels at the under the in front of the plane and one under the tail. So all these parts of the airplane are crucial for conducting a safe flight, and a huge responsibility of the pilot is to make sure that all aircraft components are in excellent condition before embarking on their flight journey. Now about the Beechcraft B200 turboprop model, some facts are: this aircraft was manufactured by the Beechcraft company between 1981 and 2007. The cabin measures approximately 16.7 feet long by 4.5 feet wide by 4.8 feet tall, giving it a total cabin volume of 303 cubic feet, which suffices for comfortably for 10 passengers and can be expandable to 11. The length of the aircraft is 13.36 meter, and the height to the top of the tail is about 4.52 meter, and the tail plane span is approximately 5.61 meter. The wingspan is 16.61 meter, and the wing loading is around 201 kg per meter square. The maximum takeoff weight and the maximum landing weight is 5670 kg, and the empty weight is 3716 kg. The rating of each engine is around 634 kilowatts, and the maximum speed that the aircraft can reach is 480 kilometers per hour with a range of approximately 3400 kilometers. Now, moving on to the knowledge we gained about the helicopters from the helicopter repair and maintenance organization. There, we were mainly introduced to two types of helicopters, namely the jet engine helicopters and the piston engine helicopters. We learned various parts of those helicopters and its working, and also their maintenance. So we were introduced to the various flight instruments present in the helicopter cockpit, which helps us to control the helicopter in normal flight as well as when there is a problem within the system, and how those instruments provide the support to the pilot with the data about the flight situation of the aircraft. We learned that from engine to the battery, helicopters are complex machines that require careful inspection. So performing routine helicopter maintenance, routine checks for the maintenance of the helicopter is one of the most practical ways to guarantee the safety of the aircraft while being in air. Now, coming to the models of the helicopter, the first one is the Robinson R-44. This one is a four-seated lightweight helicopter produced by the Robinson Helicopter Company since 1992. It is a single-engine helicopter with a semi-rigid two-bladed main rotor and a two-bladed tail rotor with a skid landing gear. It can reach up to a maximum speed of 130 knots and a cruise speed of 109 knots with a range of 300 nautical miles. It consumes up to 15 gallons of fuel per hour, and the altitude restrictions for this is approximately 14,000 feet, which is equal to 4,300 meter. Now coming to the Robinson R66, which is the derived model of the R44. It is a slightly faster and smoother than the Robinson R44 because it is operates on jet engine, and it has 5 seats with a separate cargo compartment, and it's powered by a Rolls-Royce RR300 turboshaft engine. The cruise speed is around 110 knots and the never exceed speed is around 140 knots. It can cover a range of approximately 350 nautical miles with a service ceiling of 14,000 feet and a rate of climb of 1,000 feet per minute, and its fuel consumption is 23 US gallons per hour. Thank you. That's all from my side. So I'm very thankful to Mukunji Pandey sir and Captain Sandeep Mishra sir and AC Panda sir for letting us uh, taking us on this visit. We learned a lot of things, and I hope we will be continuing with more visits in the future. So that's all from my part. Thank you.